What's up everybody, Brett here, my YouTube channel Good Talk Gaming, and we are back playing some Battle Brothers Beast and Exploration DLC. It's day 204, it's in the morning, and I wanted to do a few things off camera. I was just going to come up here to Eichenberg and try and get us a new contract, continue playing around in the north, or even go to Horngard and do that, and then strike out at some of these enemy strongholds out here and see what kind of fun we could have. But on the way up here, I ran into a pretty big group of zombies, like 20 plus, and I killed them. It was kind of a boring fight. I did it off camera. But then I saw this here, the Sharp Blades Ambush, and it's pretty much the same fight, but, I thought it might be interesting. And then they have all these little, like, specks of ice out here, and I thought there might be some landmass that we could explore to the left, or to the west, I should say. And yeah, it's almost an identical fight. But, this is a garrison. There could be some better loot here. It just involves us taking a fight against zombies. Even 19 of them is really just nothing. Half of them don't have weapons and are completely unarmored. So we just pass. Tactical advantage is definitely ours against the undead of all variety, except for maybe the ancient dead. Especially fighting them in the snow. They don't get fatigued, but it is difficult to move in the snow. And all the while we'll just be taking shots at them. Trying to trigger our Berserk so that we can maximize the number of shots that we can take. We moved Lance up one just to make sure he gets his Lone Wolf perk activated. And no doubt a couple of these guys are going to try and surround him. That's pretty much exactly what we want. Hondo, of course, if you remember from the last episode, he is in reserve. Alright, speaking of the last episode, guys, I am still, in the midst of a lot of real life work. And got me a bit exhausted, but I'm happy to be making this video today. And I hope you forgive the last video. It was a bit of a kind of last minute off the cuff type of thing. And I was doing my best to not sound too tired. Ooh, those javelin throws. Also, I did go ahead and put a point on Sir Verandox the Different. As I promised, we're going to make his build different. But I went ahead and I took Berserk. I think Berserk is kind of an auto-include. And whatever interesting things we end up doing with him and his build, Berserk will almost certainly be a great part of it. Take out the guy with the sword. Whenever you're in these fights, you want to try and prioritize the ones that have weapons. I took the early shots at the ones that didn't, mainly because they were the only shots available. Had I been able to shoot at guys with spears or axes or what have you, I definitely would have been taking those shots instead. Because none of these use shields, so all of these weapons do 25% extra damage. So they're actually a bit scarier than they look. And as they get into melee, Lance is going to be able to do a big swing. I was hoping to get a few more of them surrounding him, but he's coming up next. In the wheel. Take an 80% chance shot. Nice. As long as they don't have too many, like, clubs, essentially, Lance should be fine. Take that shot. The one thing that the AI can do is to kind of stun lock you. But with Indomitable, if he starts getting surrounded, we'll pop Indomitable, and the odds of us getting stunned go down drastically. This is what we want. I mean, it would have been better if he'd even jumped in on Lance, so we can get a big triple swing. And only having one spear is a little rough, because it does so well against these dudes. Alright, get hit. Boom, nice. It's so satisfying when the javelins kind of like pin them to the earth. It's a very cool effect. Nice, good hit. Took out a lot of his armor. And I think we'll pass on the Indomitable. Ooh, Ivar misses with that great axe. Alright, they all come back. So we're pretty much in the Undead Crisis stage of the game. It kind of makes sense thematically. You know, there's a great war, a lot of people die. And as kind of a result of humanity's, you know, killing of each other, we create all this undead, you know, all this death around us. And that kind of feeds the ability for the undead to become, you know, ascendant. And now we have to kind of take them out. It makes a lot of sense to me. Kind of the same thing if it were to follow like the orc wars. There's so many people die that the undead just have an easy time showing up. But they show up in huge groups, and these are kind of fairly weak stacks. Even had we fought like 40 of these, I don't think there would have been a problem. Just towards the end here, fatigue starts to be a problem for some of our newer brothers, or some of our brothers that have injuries. Like Oz is having a really hard time once he gets past a couple turns. He can't do the old reload fire anymore. Thanks to his maimed foot. But I'm happy he's not dead. Oz was named for a subscriber, so I'm really happy he didn't die. And we're not going to break formation here. We're much stronger when we're cohesive. And if you step out a lot of the times on the zombies, they regenerate, and then they'll knock you off of their bodies. And you could end up with like a weird spread out formation. And all of a sudden you find, you know, an archer bro surrounded. So stay high and tight, keep your brothers right next to each other against these types of enemies, and you should really never have a problem. Oh, no mining picks, please. Now we get spear wall back up. And let's take the big triple. Ooh, that felt good. Knocked him down. And he's out of ammo, so we'll switch to his mace. And I was kind of noticing, we have like one of every weapon in the front line. It's pretty cool. The mace, the noble sword, the axe, and Sir Verandox is using a warhammer. And then we have a fighting spear. That's a pretty cool mix. We'll just pass and pass. This way takes a little bit longer, but it's a lot safer than just stepping up on them to try and surround them. For all we know, like this huge clump here is going to regenerate. One, two. And it regenerates one that's right on my spear, so that's a little unfortunate. Let's see if we can get them off. There we go. For the most part, those are some pretty good shots, and I don't want to step up my my melee guys, because then they'll block shots from my archers. Ooh, I was counting on that one. The snow just makes it so much more difficult for us to traverse, so it's nice if we can sit still and let them come to us. Wolfgang needs some ammo. Let's oblige. No, Wolfgang, what were you doing? And spear wall back up. There we go. Good man, Edgel. And Edgel is exhausted, basically. And we'll just pass. There's no reason to even wait turn. Should be able to kill him. And then I think we can step down. One? No, we can't. Move up one with Ivar. Just be methodical and be patient. In the beginning of this playthrough, I think I lost a brother, you know, to kind of being a little arrogant in undead fight. Because I fought them in so many playthroughs so many times before, and I just didn't give them enough respect. They do so much more damage when a brother is surrounded, and your brother's only ever going to be surrounded if you let him be. And granted, we're in much better gear than we were back in the day, but the principle, I think, still holds true. Raymond's out of ammo. Could probably shoot one more time. Nope, still can't shoot one more time, so we're good. This dude is armored, but if we hit him, we should be able to get him. Let's take an aim shot. Nice. So all we need now is to take out that dude up top. We are good to go. Get him, Lance. Boom. All right. Any levels? Wolfgang. Yeah, there we go. And we got some loot. We got a signet ring and another padded kettle hat, which would be a good piece to get on a crossbowman if we didn't already have all the flat tops. So that was kind of worth it. Maybe not incredibly interesting to watch, which I apologize for if that's the case, but it was it's definitely worth it. You got to take those fights when you can. You can check up in the mountains. Would have been cool if there was a spot up here, if it had the space to spawn. Because then you could know, every time you walk by, you would check, and there would probably be one, as long as you waited a few days. The spawns are pretty predictable. They're having unhold problems. What are their prices like? Their prices are pretty poor, but all we have to sell is junk, mostly. So we'll just sell. We'll sell everything. Our wages are pretty high right now and demanding, so we can't really afford to hold on to stuff. But are we good on other things? We need tools. That was actually a pretty decent price on tools. Okay. We should grab some bread. That puts us up to 5. Can we get to 6? Yes. To 7. That should be enough. And we'll grab a thing of bandages. That was actually a pretty good price for them. And I gave this blessed flask to Ivar, but I think I'm going to give him the bandages. Someone else could probably carry the flask. Not an archer, certainly. There we go. Sir Chris. Alright, cool. Let's see what kind of levels he was able to get. A 4. I like that. God, he's going to be so good when he's finally done. Need to give him a bit more resolve, and I can take a 3 roll as well on fatigue. Nice. Very nice. And as far as his perks go, so he has Paranoid, minus 30 initiative, which is pretty poor. That makes him a poor option for Overwhelm as well as Dodge. And if he can't do that, then we should definitely get something like Fast Adaptation. Pretty good for archers, especially once you get down to like Berserk. And we'll probably take Berserk next go around. Also, before I keep forgetting, let's make sure he's using a warbow. So much more DPS. And we have 2 contracts here to choose from. No real loot to go through. And I think actually we need to buy some of these. They're like horribly priced, but I don't know if we have a choice really. Taxidermy, we can check this out real quick. It's just tempting to make these quivers. They're just so expensive. I wish they were like 150 or something like that. But otherwise, I mean, I'm carrying around these unhold hides, which I think are going to come in handy at some point, but just not yet. Okay, let's check out the tougher the contract. 7 days. Whatever heads you've collected. Okay. That's pretty easy considering we want to just go out and do that anyway. Let's see if they'll give us more. Yes, they will. That's actually a lot more. Okay. Yeah, we'll take this. Especially with all the zombies around, we should be able to hit 30 heads like nothing. Keep clicking on stuff. Sorry, guys. It's a little compulsion. Okay. So we need to go to Windfest, probably Brookstadt. But let's head down quickly to Windfest. Would have been nice if this was still up. We could just take that fight. I didn't anticipate getting that exact contract, though. Okay, safe roads. That's good. We could stop at a tavern. Let's see what are our spirits like. They're pretty medium. We'll buy everybody a drink. And now we need to go to Hornguard. Perfect. I'd much prefer to go to Hornguard. And it looks like there are some places here that we could potentially visit if we don't run into anybody. I was thinking about going up here and taking these. Let's just get there as quickly as possible. And we can come up here, take some of these fights. Maybe this one and this one. Could be some tougher fights as well. Forgotten Woodcutter's home. Looks like it might be raiders. Ooh, 15 brigands just kind of running up on us. I think we kind of have to take that fight. They have a leader as well, which is nice. I think everyone should be in good shape now after we've been running around for a while. Even Hondo's in good shape again, so we can consider taking out someone. It's nice to have him in the battle. It's kind of like a sure thing, so to speak. Who's in here that doesn't really need to be? I want to keep Aerozel, not Sir Aerozel, but Aerozel in the fight if possible, for leveling purposes. Maybe it's just to take out Oz. Maybe that's just the play. Move everybody over by one. We want to keep our front line at least as wide as our back line. We don't ever want to have a wider back line than we do front line. And Sir Steinhardt, we wanted to get him in. So I think we pull out Sir Bernfried. Sir, I'm just calling everyone Sir. Everyone's a knight now, apparently. No, but we pull in Sir Steinhardt. He's doing great again. He's the brother I'm probably the most excited about leveling, so I want to make sure I'm getting him leveled. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Let's go ahead and take this brigand fight. You're just going to give us a leader to fight. We'll take it. And it looks like we'll be in the hills. So hopefully they don't give the enemy the super high ground and we have to walk up there. I can't stand those type of fights. Okay. At least our archers are on the high ground. That's very good. Can we see their leader? Not yet. But we can start taking shots. I'll just take my good shots where I can get them. Start doing damage. Let them shoot at our kite shields. Interesting. Very tactical play from the AI here. They're like closing ranks. Putting all their shields in the front. Or are they retreating? Very weird. They might have high ground behind them. Should probably just be taking aim shots at the guys in the back. And we'll run up with our two-handers. Good shot. Yeah, I think they just have some high ground back here that we can't see. And they're trying to take advantage of it. Soon you will have to move from your high ground position. We just want to get our lone wolf boys up on some high ground, some even footing, and they should be able to do a lot of work for us. Take an aim shot back here. Yeah. We have no reason to move from a tactical standpoint. We have the better archers, and I feel like inevitability resides with us, so we'll stay where we are. Man, 5% chances because of how strong their shield wall is. We can take an aim shot on this guy. Dang. Nice, good hit. Yeah, they really do have a nice little position up here. We'll move all the way in. I don't think there's any reason to mess around. They have a javelin on the high ground here, and they have some decent armor piercing. I just can't quite see enough of the terrain, because it almost looks like I can't get up here. Yeah, it was a matter of time until they got lucky. Fast adaptation on Wolfgang already going to pay off. Wow. It's pretty scary. He's sitting in the low ground. I was about to say, if they land one more hit on him, we're going to pull him back. This guy hasn't gone yet, so we'll take a shot at him. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have to move back with Wolfgang. One stray shot on him and they could just kill him. Yeah, and here they go. They feel like they have to step forward now because they lost one of their ranged units. $78. Oh. And now these guys are very exposed, so we'll take a shot here. Nice. Nice. In my mind, I just have that Dumb and Dumber quote. It says, "Kick his ass, Seabass." That's exactly what we need. We step up here. Oh, this dude's got a noble sword. Okay. Nice. Good split attack there. We'll stay chilling back. We want to move in to support our lone wolves at some point. It'll probably be after we clear out these archers, which shouldn't take more than this turn. They don't have their protection anymore. Our percentage chance should be much higher. They're being pretty smart about it, though. They're stepping up in shield wall. Nice, so we take that dude out of the rotation. And if they stay like this, we're going to get another split. Nope, now we're just going to get a swing. He has Overwhelm. His name is Big Burkhard. It's an interesting name. Let's move in with Ivar to help support. He's not currently, really doing anything. 78, we'll take that. No shield wall for him. Yeah, and that kill is going to absolutely ripple down the ranks and crush their morale. 240s is not a bad rate. And at the very least, we're exhausting him. Yeah, I'm hesitant to do anything with Wolfgang. They focus fired him pretty hard. Sucks that we're fighting kind of uphill. Okay, here comes the big swing. Nice. Brutal. And he's gonna try and run, but he's gonna get pretty much smashed when he tries to do that. And I think we move forward with Sir Steinhardt. He's not covering for anybody. Was hoping to get this guy down to this turn, but that might have been a bit unrealistic. And Will Indomitable. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is there a necromancer here? Oh no, it's the Undead Crisis. So dudes are just like coming back to life. Excuse me guys, I got something caught in my throat. Wow, I totally forgot that was a thing. Well, that's actually making me wonder. It's like, are they going to try and fight the undead too? I don't remember how that works. It's been a while since I've seen the Undead Crisis like in action. There we go. Just get him off the battlefield. He's blocking a lot of our formation from moving forward. And we'll wait here to see if we can't take out that other archer. But now we know we should probably expect undead at really any point to pop up. Okay. Perfect. Not enough fatigue left for him to swing again because he's had to be climbing all those hills, but he's doing just fine. Lone Wolf still active on Hondo, so his chance to hit here is very high. This guy has some decent armor on, but I don't think that's a main concern. We're going to get his heater shield and his noble sword. And even if we don't end up using the noble sword, it's an extremely valuable weapon. It's a tier 3 sword, so we're happy to take that. And since they're all running now, they're going to have a hard time escaping. Alright, this guy up here is still in the fight, and he just decimated our hammer, decimated our helmet with his hammer. It's like a mining pick that he's using. I think it's a military cleaver, or a military pick. Ooh, that would have been nice. Yeah, that's brutal. That's a, I mean, that's a full helm. If he was wearing any other type of helmet. Alright, we just need to get close. Should be able to hit this guy, not quite yet. Take a shot on the Zomboni. There we go, that's okay. Can't switch, not enough stuff. Perfect. Is he routing? No, he's breaking. So not quite yet. If we can hit him here, yeah. Fleeing. Alright, that's everybody on the field. And we have everybody on the field locked down as well. Wow, double decapitations. Nobody was playing. I'm gonna run them down. There might be some more zombies that spawn. Trying to make this go quickly. But this was like a, a free fight that just kind of fell into our lap. Picking up a noble sword feels good, especially for our treasury, because we're probably not going to use it. Alright, Lance, just finish him. Yes. Alright. And look at all the loot. There's the noble sword. Excellent. We can hold on to that until we find a place to sell it for decent money. And even getting another heater shield I don't hate. Just want to make sure that we are repairing some of those items because they are quite valuable. So we'll repair the arming swords, the noble swords, and we can repair these heater shields. I don't like having broken shields, damaged shields in my inventory. Okay. No levels off of that, unfortunately, but now we can go to Hornguard and turn that in. And that was half the heads we needed. So we can go take one of these fights up here and probably move right in. And we managed to get here during the daytime, so let's see what the prices are. The prices here are actually decent. Decent enough to sell off the majority of this stuff. Look at that. It's not even fully repaired and it's already 400. Pretty solid pickups. And you know what? I'm not going to waste the tools. We're just going to sell those. We want to keep rolling, and we don't have a ton of tools. Okay. Nothing amazing in there. Check the armor. They have another full helm, which we would like to take. They also have a coat of scales, which is decent. The prices here are okay. Anytime I see a male hauberk for less than 1,500, I know the prices to buy are just fine. And I would like to get a coat of scales. It would be a major upgrade for our brother for sure. But we're going to come in here and see if we can't buy... Oh yeah, we're going to buy all of these tools. And maybe one stack of that. Some beer, because it lasts like forever. And then some venison. Yeah, we're just trying to get our numbers up. It's never a waste to buy food, tools, ammunition. It's hardly ever a waste. You can waste food, certainly, but everything else... I know that took a big chunk out of our cash, but we're doing fine. Alright. So now we'll stay on the move. We'll come up here to Deserted Towers. You know what? Let's go to Forgotten Woodcutter's home. It's going to allow us to reveal some more of the map. Undead. Wow, this is kind of a scary group. Many ancient legionaries and a few fallen heroes. I think we're going to let them pass. I don't know what's in this place. This is certainly a fight we can take and win. I would prefer to do this with our more experienced brothers, however. Or at least once our current brothers have a few more levels. Oh, just another giant zombie fight. Sorry about this, guys. So many zombies. But it is the undead crisis. It's kind of what you expect. I was hoping, you know, for something else here. You can end up fighting all sorts of stuff in these types of like random outcropping places. Just pass. So yeah, I was hoping to fight something different, but that's okay. I'm at the point in the game right now. I mean, in most of my other playthroughs at this point in the game, I've got much better armor. I have a lot fewer brothers usually. I keep my group pretty tight. So that, you know, allows me to save more gold and do more different things. My brothers are better leveled. But at this point in the game, I usually have better armor. Our weapon game is pretty on point. I usually have a lot more of unique items. Could just be luck. Could be that I need to take more fights in the kind of out in the wilderness and be risking more. That's definitely a possibility. But it's so hard to risk brothers. There's such huge investments, especially before their, you know, their time, especially. Like Sir Steinhardt, he has so much potential. If we bring him into like a huge garrison fight with a bunch of enemies that we have, you know, very little chance of beating and coming out unmarked, it doesn't really do us any good if we got, you know, a helmet, a unique helmet for it, you know. So we need to be a little bit selective about what we do. Alright, big hits. That was a rock. At least we're mowing these guys down quicker. We're not fighting in the snow. I'm actually not sure what the odds are of finding unique stuff if you take a fight in a garrison, but it doesn't have any of the units that potentially drop unique stuff. Like let's say a bandit leader always has the chance to have and drop a unique. I think fallen heroes fall into that category as well. And you know, lots of different types of very high tier units. But I'm not sure what are the odds in a fight like this, where we're inside of a garrison, but we're just fighting zombies. Because I honestly don't know. Because I feel like I've gotten stuff from these types of, you know, lame fights before. Alright, Ivar, you have one job. There you go. And we'll wait here with Ivar to not mess up Hondo's lone wolf status. It's tempting to take a big triple shot, but we're not going to do that. Ooh, 2 misses. Alright, here we go. Big swing. That was a big swing. That messed him up pretty well. See if we can finish him. Nope. Good throws. Out of ammo. You know what? We could have tested out our holy water. That's what we should have done. We should have took that fight and like poured holy water all over. We gotta take. I think we have to take it off of Yaku. I think Yaku's the other one that has it. Also, definitely should have checked his helmet first. But this is gonna give us our heads, and we'll be able to go back to Eikengrad or Eikengard and turn that in. In my mind, I keep wanting to say Isengard. Lord of the Rings may have been the first like adult fantasy book series I've ever read. I had a kind teacher. A little bit about myself, guys. I bounced from like Catholic school to public school for a lot of my life, and I really struggled with school in general. I needed like more discipline as a child, I suppose. But like ended up in Catholic school where I was just so far behind. I just felt like I was never going to catch up to the rest of the kids because they had been getting great educations for years. And I had a teacher who, you know, I was a class clown and I would act up, stuff like that. And he kind of took an interest in me, and he gave me his early edition Lord of the Rings like paperbacks to take home and read. And before that, you know, no teacher had ever kind of like taken that risk. And I honestly, I feel bad to this day because he gave me those books to read and they went inside my book bag. And even though I did read them, and they kind of turned my whole life around, honestly, in terms of, you know, how I valued reading as a skill. I messed up those books a little bit, and when I returned them, I felt so awful because they were very delicate paperback books, you know. One of these days, I'd love to mail him fresh copies of those, but I think he passed away not that long ago. Golden Talisman? Sure. Nope. We'll follow some tracks. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh god, this is interesting. You put your head down for a nap. The silky bedsheet slides off your body as you roll to a side. Birds flutter past a sleek ivory-framed window. A voice pours into your ear, a hint of an aroma you've never smelled before gracing you. You're awake. A woman rolls herself over, running a finger down your chest before going back up and seizing your chin. Lithe, pretty, the sun glowing across her smooth face and lighting up a set of emerald eyes, she goes for a kiss. You quickly slide out of the bed and frantically look around. She grips the sheets and comes to her knees, confused. What's wrong? Where are you going, my emperor? Looking up, you see a ceiling that stretches so far up you can hardly even see the artwork, which has been exquisitely embroidered there. You open a door and step out onto the balcony. Impossibly tall buildings, red, white, gold banners, a horizon steepled with black shapes stretching as far as the eye wishes to see. Domes, fountains, great arches, statues that stand so tall they seem to be commanding the structures as soldiers. Atop each roof is a garden greater and more flush than anything you've seen in the eternal springs of nature itself. Suddenly, 2 men emerge at your side with cages of doves and let them out. The birds desperately scatter, and just then a roar erupts beneath you. Great crowds of people jumping and waving banners around. They love their emperor. The woman speaks from the doorway. Go to them. You look down to see a stream of soldiers marching down the middle of the road, each man stepping in unison with his brother. A steady staccato clap of boots, their faces stern in their gilded helms, long pole arms glistening upward, as though they meant to defeat their armies with opulence itself. They're going off to war, to face the great beyond, and to defeat it. Wow. The woman is at your side. She smiles warmly, taking you by the arm. You feel ready to agree to it, to this new reality, whatever it be. You take her by the cheek, ready to fall into her embrace, but a cry from below wails loud and clear over all else. You glance down to see the soldiers, once joined in perfect uniformity, breaking rank. In the distance a great mountain is erupting, jetting great bursts of red fire and in enormous clouds of hot ash which quickly pools into the city. Buildings disintegrate. Gardens burst into flames, and the people scream. They turn away, but there is no escaping the heat. The soldiers collapse and scream, a surging, searing heat, and soon enough you see the denizens melting in it, the soldiers becoming metal golems, singed into the very armor that was meant to protect them, and the unarmored crowd simply burst aflame. The woman cries at your side, "Oh, it is horrible, horrible! Would you look at it? But it's okay, understand? It's perfectly okay. Look at me, look at me." The woman grabs you and spins you. Her once soft features have hardened into blackened flakes. The top of her head already burnt bald, her teeth falling out of dripping gums. Oh my God. Yet she's grinning. "We'll rise again, Emperor. We shall rise again." Her skull breaks apart and her body collapses into a pile of burning bones. You jerk awake to find Ramen the Stinky shaking you. "Sir, wake up. We've got a group of refugees here saying the dead are rising from the earth and killing everything in sight." The woman's face flashes before your eyes. It is horribly scarred, but this doesn't stop her from grinning. "The Empire rises. War is upon us." Oh God. So are these the footprints I'm supposed to be following? Because I thought I saw some up here, but I guess not. Let's fast forward this. There's a lot of footprints. I think we're on the trail of the right ones. Here we go. There's just a couple. Yeah, this is a tiny nothing fight. So the undead crisis is definitely upon us. What that's alluding to, guys, is the ancient undead. If you've taken the time and to pause and read some of the info that's been given at the beginning of some of the battles that we've taken against them, especially in their layers, they talk a lot about, you know, an empire, a fallen emperor, a king. They talk a lot about those types of things, and what they're basically a super Roman aesthetic to them. And there's a fight that you can take. It's one of the hardest fights in the game, and it's against a ton of ancient undead, and the boss, so to speak, the final boss, maybe even you could consider of like the whole game, is the Emperor, and it is a fight, guys. Ooh, big hits. I couldn't even imagine doing it on like higher difficulties. You'd have to have like full epic legendary gear, all like kitted out perfectly with bone platings, and your brothers would have to be like all, you know, cell swords and that like top tier of backgrounds with like perfect perks and stuff like that. It would be a tough fight, and then I can't even imagine coming out of it without having lost brothers. Wolfgang is back in shape. This helmet is decent for killing raiders. I mean, it doesn't have to be 300 for him to get in there and mix it up with some raiders. Okay. I mean, if they want to do that, we'll step forward with Sir Steinhardt. I think we take that because it's pretty much a guaranteed kill, and that gives us a reset. We'll take it up here. Alright, Ivar. There we go. We'll step forward. Wow, they already want to rout. That is unfortunate for you guys, because there is no way to go. We're not going to move. We don't want to expose Wolfgang. We'll take these low shots. 49. Okay. The odds were okay that we would hit maybe 2 of those shots. And 2 probably would have been enough to kill him. Right now we need to switch to our mace. I wonder if like just having a ton of holy water would be a good way to go into that fight. Just dropping holy water all in their faces. I don't think you can make it though. The only 2 times I've seen it, it's come from events. Where basically Yaku as a monk, his background being a monk is the key. It allows him to make the holy water. But I don't know if it's something you can craft. We'll take a 71% chance shot. And we nail him to the earth. Feels good. Wow. We get behind him. We don't want to obstruct any of our shots. Ooh, that was a pretty tough hit. I think we can step forward now and get this kill. Start moving. I thought this was a guy for a second, but it's just a head. It's just a head. I'm enjoying the break right now, guys. When I'm done playing this and shot him in the back. When I'm done playing this and uploading it, I gotta go back to Lowe's, I gotta do all that stuff. Way happier spending time doing this. Wow, he died from bleeding out. That's pretty cool. He didn't get a chance to escape. But I want to ask you guys something kind of along the lines of just kind of general like book questions. Let me know in the comments, you know, anybody. I don't care. What was like your pivotal book series? Even if like even today you're not like an avid reader, which I totally understand. It's so much easier just to do stuff online now. Like what was your book series? Doesn't have to be fantasy. It can be whatever you want. I mean, my favorite book of all time is, you know, not even really a book, it's a play, it's Hamlet. You know, there's so much wisdom. And I quote Hamlet even within my own mind on a pretty regular basis. But I'm just curious, what's like your pivotal series or pivotal book? Ooh. No, we'll return it. That's a shady guy who tries to get you to like do other stuff. It's just not necessary. It's almost always worth it just to go back and return the thing you were supposed to. But yeah, for me it was Lord of the Rings certainly, and then maybe like a close second with the Redwall series. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's a pretty cool, almost really not even like a children's book because they have some pretty graphic fight scenes in there. But it's like animals instead of people. Very kind of like Animal Farm-esque. But with like actual battles and sieges and stuff like that. Sell that as well. Oh, we have silverware. We'll sell that. The prices here aren't great, but I don't think we need to hold on to anything. We're making good progress. Let's see what this contract is. Oh, they want us to go to 2 places and destroy them. See if they'll pay us more. And they will. Okay. This is actually an interesting contract. They want us to go to these 2 places and to beat the guys there. So, I think we're going to have time to take one more good fight. And we'll start here. And to be honest, when I see these types of like banners and stuff, that usually means a more difficult fight, I think. I know it definitely denotes like what type of enemy is going to be there. But I think it generally means a more difficult opponent. As opposed to like deserted towers, which could kind of be anything normally, but during the undead crisis, will almost certainly be undead. Take a second to read that if you'd like. But we're not going to fight them at night. We're going to camp. we probably still have, yeah, those 8 tools are probably going straight into that full helm. Now it's dawn and we'll take this fight. Probably more zombies. Alright, a fallen hero and necromancer. So this is a more challenging fight. It has geists. So we're going to want to pull our banner out pretty soon. We have 2 sources of rally. Which is pretty good for us. Kind of an awkward layout here. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull in our lone wolves and have them protect our flanks. And we're going to, if we can, try and take advantage of some of this terrain to get vision and to make good plays. Okay. Would really like it if he was a spear burrow. Yeah, this terrain in the middle is going to really mess us up. But we want to kind of huddle around Ragnar and Aracel, because if these Geists start being able to mess us up, we want to be able to rally. But I think this is fine. We could also use our Falcon to reveal the map, but I think we know it's here. I mean, there's probably 3 Geists. We can see the fallen hero, and there's a necromancer, you know, just out of sight. Okay. Nice. Take the easy shots, wear them down, make it take a long time for them to get to us. Close the distance. I really don't like having high ground right in front of us, but Lance can probably beat down anyone who steps there. Sir Steinhardt also has pretty great combat stats, even as a younger brother. And Hondo out here guarding our flanks seems good as well. Alright. That's one. And they're the armored ones. Take a little longer to kill with war bows. Good shot. Perfect. Only 15. I'm starting to wonder if we can see all of them. If there are only 2 Geists, that's pretty great for us. Alright, we're just kind of like 1 for 4 every time we throw javelins. That's what it feels like. There may be a 3rd Geist. There's someone that hasn't been revealed yet. Man, that would have been awesome if you could have got those kills. We can step up here. I think that's fine. Put Lance on the ultimate high ground. And we can move Sir Varendox up here. Because eventually he's going to have to switch weapons anyway. See where that fallen hero goes. He's holding back. Yep, 3 Geists. That's pretty standard. It's kind of interesting that they're not wanting to move forward. Once again, being very methodical. There's a lot of kind of hidden danger here. You know, until they start moving forward with these Geists, I feel no reason to kind of prematurely pull out our banner. Should be an easy kill if I can see him. There we go. Alright. And Edgel has Killing Frenzy, so he does increase damage. Which is a pretty nice synergy with Berserk. Get smashed. And no shields means they can't push us off the high ground. Which is something the AI likes to do from time to time. Can step up here. Perfect. That'll work. So we made kind of a cool little like Helm's Deep. Not sure when they'll send in the Geist. Maybe this turn. Yep, here they come. Okay, so this is the turn we're going to want to pull our banner out. Try and prevent any sort of routing. Let's hold up. And if the Geists are going top, we might try and go for the Necromancer. We've been able to like peel the flanks pretty well. And yeah, they're starting to move out to try and like mirror us. And that's good. Our resolve is pretty high. Can't hit this guy because he's 2 tiers below us, in case you were wondering. And we're not shooting the Geist because the Geists are kind of ethereal, and they only have a 5% chance to hit. Let's move up with Steezy. Alright, that was good. The thing is, if the Geists are trying to make you route, it's scary, but if there are no zombies around to back them up, then your brothers are usually generally pretty safe. Even if they do manage to route them. Of course, we can't step up quite yet. And I don't think Rally does anything unless someone's actually fleeing. So we don't want to use it yet. And it does cost fatigue. Yeah, we should expect the screaming to come in now. We may move forward here, try and hit them. I think we rally. Yeah, we bring back Sir Steinhardt. We want to see what our options are before we move, so I'm being really cautious with my movements. Take a guy shot, it doesn't really matter. Was just hoping we could move up and step up before this dude could. We could step here and go for this Geist. Nope. Because I want to step forward with Sir Steinhardt. Man, I was really hoping for a one-shot there. Fallen Hero has some line of sight stuff he can do. Yes, we can clear him. That's good. Very good. Maybe we can get lucky. Yeah, I gotta see where the Fallen Hero moves. It's pretty key. Yeah, he tried to block us, but we're in the Geist now. Yes. That was pretty risky, but I'm happy I did it. Now we can still take a swing on this dude. Nice. Keeping our leadership together. Keeping our resolve high. Kind of feel like it's time to bring out the long axes. Because this fallen hero is going to be coming in. Do we have what we need to move up? We do. If we step down here, we've got this thing locked into the low ground. That was unfortunate. Wow, and they're routing Sir Steinhardt. That's bad. And they've possessed the fallen hero, which makes him a very scary combatant. Sir Varandox is going to have a hard time, I feel. Because we have to rally there, which means we can't support him with Ragnar's attacks. And we miss. We'll drop a dog on the high ground. Nice. It's good to remember that we have those types of resources. We're just not making, use of them, really. We could potentially have gone for his shield, but I don't think we had enough fatigue. No good shots. Move right here and we should have good line of sight. Yeah. Get that kill, get that kill. Good, good. Alright, hit him with the hammer. That's pretty good. Pretty much no more armor. 3 attacks with Possess is pretty strong. And the Noble Sword just does not miss. That's how it always pretty much feels. But we're going to have 2 shots on this Geist next turn. And with the Geist gone, I mean, we just need to corral the fallen hero long enough for us to get to that Necromancer. Need to expect a few more of the undead to come back. Okay, Lance wants to run. Sir Steinhardt does not care. And he's getting into the back line. He's going to be a sweet fencer, guys. I can't wait. There we go. We bring him back. No big deal. And now we're in it. At least we can apply Overwhelm here. We'll risk being on the low ground against some, low tier zombies. Alright, landing those hits. Pretty happy about that. He jumped up, so he got 1 less attack, which is good. And we're going to take the high ground from him and smash him with the hammer. Beautiful. And we'll leave Lance there just because there's a good chance he'll come back with no head. And we have reinforcements coming to help out Hondo. Dog's doing work. We'd much rather step up in this position. We need to see if we can get a big split hit from Hondo, potentially take out this guy. Pretty smart move there from the AI to step up past the dog. Okay, let's go for it. Nice. This is the only dude left on the battlefield. Perfect. Alright guys, so today's episode went a little long, but it's been a lot of undead fighting. And we got the Decayed Great Helm, which has really bad fatigue, really bad vision, but is a decent helmet, and we're getting some good loot from that. So I'm satisfied. Not a bad pickup. Okay. But we still need to come here to the Ruined Temple, and that's going to be at the beginning of tomorrow's episode, guys. Before we go, I think we should level up some of our brothers here. And Ivar, we said we were going to make him kind of a big, brawling berserker guy, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Melee defense over fatigue. I think we have to get his fatigue up so he can keep wearing heavier and heavier armor, and we're going to give him berserk. It's going to help him be a lot more efficient in melee. So Chris the Realist, he is going to be, I think he was going to be a tank bro. We're going to give him Crippling Strikes Executioner for his damage, because we're not going to prioritize as hard on his attack damage as we are on making sure he has proper melee stats to be a tank bro. He and Steezy may end up both learning the taunt ability. And I might end up giving him 9 lives as well as Steel Brow. In the front lines, I think Steel Brow is a pretty useful ability. Berserk is also nice. Indomitable also works great with taunt. I think we're going to take Steel Brow next, and then we'll go from there. I want to get talents that are going to be useful right now, perks rather, that'll be useful right now as opposed to much, much later. And, okay, so this is Sir Steinhardt. Very important that we get this right on him. Initiative is huge. You'll see here his defensive stats aren't very high, but that's because he does have dodge. And also his HP pool is going to be absolutely enormous. We're almost to the point where we can take him out of heavy armor and give him his fencing sword. But now we want to take Duelist. It doesn't do much for us right now, but in the future it will. May have been better to take Berserk or something like that, but I'm going to plan out his stuff much better. I wasn't quite prepared for it today. I have his build written down somewhere, and we're going to make sure that we build this guy right so that he is just an absolute monster. But Duelist is one of the key things. So lest I forget, make sure I take Duelist. We have Nimble, we have Dodge, and we have Duelist, which are, I think, 3 of the main ones. And then Lone Wolf is going to be very important as well. Overwhelm also could be very good because his initiative is so high. He'll always be able to apply Overwhelm, which means he'll be able to 1v1 just about anything in the game by lowering their accuracy. So I think that's all pretty good. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys.